Good morning, dear students of class 8th. Today we will study first chapter from the new book How, When and Where. Dear students, in this chapter we will study about history, about time period chronology and periodization. So, dear students, first of all, we'll study what is history. As we have earlier, history is the record of past events. So, here also we will study about past events. So, history is the record of past events. But history is not only the reading of past events. By reading past events, we learn how to avoid mistakes in present times and make and shape our future in the right way. So, dear students, history is the record of past events, but it simultaneously shapes our future also. If we consider the example of Japan, then we can understand that when USA dropped atom bomb over two cities of Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, in the Second World War, that was a huge mistake by the humankind. So today, by learning the effects and results of the atomic weapon, we avoid in today's world wars. Why? Because we know if any war take place, then it will result in a very loss of human race and our property also. It will not only cause human beings, it will not only cause loss to the human beings, human civilization, but it will affect us economically and financially also. So, this is history. So, it is not only a record of past, but it shapes our future. Now, the second topic is importance of dates. Dates are very important for us because by the dates we know about the event, about any particular event and the time of that event, and we can compare different events taking place at different times under different environment. For example, if you have younger brother or if you have elder brother sister, so you know who is elder and who is younger by their date of birth and the year in which they were born. So this way you compare among your brothers and sisters, among your different family members. So in the history we have the importance of date. Today we'll study about some dates. Like in 1885, Indian National Congress was founded. In 1905, partition of Bengal took place. In 1906, Muslim League was founded and Congress gave a call for Swaraj, self-rule. In 1911, Bengal was partitioned and the capital of India was changed from Kolkata to New Delhi. In 1914 to 1918, First World War took place. In 1915, Mahatma Gandhi returned from South Africa. In 1919, Britain seeks to introduce the Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act was implemented in 1919 and Jallianwala episode also took place in 1919. 1921 to 1922, first mass movement of Indian National Congress, civil disobedience movement. or we should rather say non-cooperation movement took place. Then 1924, Mopla riots took place between Hindus and Muslims. 1927, Simon Commission arrived in India. 1930, Gandhiji leads the Salt Satyagraha. Salt Satyagraha, this is also civil disobedience movement. So this way we got independence on August 15, 1947. These are all important dates. You can say, in other words, chronology of Indian events. So this is the second point. Now the third point is periodization of history. James Mill was a renowned historian of Europe. He was a Scottish philosopher. He prepared the record of history of Britain in India, and he thought that he would take 3 years, but he took, in fact, around 12 years to complete the record. He was given the charge in India also to prepare record of Indian history. He divided history in 3 different parts, and hence, and from there, the periodization of Indian history started. He divided Indian history in 3 parts. First, Hindus; second, Muslims; third, British. But this periodization of history was criticized by many people, because we cannot divide history on the basis of religion and race. He divided history in 3 parts: Hindus, Muslims, and British, because for centuries Hindus ruled over this country. In the medieval period, Muslims came and they took the power, and then British came and made India colony. So this was somehow logical. But during the medieval period, when Muslims ruled in maximum area, many Hindu rulers were also ruling in different areas. So we cannot give the name of Muslim period. We cannot name Muslim history to that period. So later on, some historians divided history in 3 parts: ancient, medieval, and modern. Ancient India means India up to the period of Harshvardhan. Medieval, after Harshvardhan, with the arrival of Muhammad bin Qasim, to Delhi Sultanate, and up to Mughals. And modern India from later Mughals. Later Mughals after Aurangzeb. From Bahadur Shah II after Aurangzeb up to independence of India. So this is periodization of history, and this way we complete our first 3 topics of this chapter, and tomorrow we'll study colonization and such other related topics. Okay, bye.